Good evening. The headline this evening is the row over the sale of the aircraft carrier Invincible to Australia continues. The carrier herself is back in Britain with her crew saying they are shocked by the government's deal. There's a call for an inquiry by MPs into the way the sale of the Amersham International Company was managed. And in Poland, hardliners in the administration have replaced 3 sympathisers with Solidarity. I'm sorry that tonight we're not able to show subtitles, but here are those stories and others in more detail. The aircraft carrier Invincible has returned to Britain amid protests over the government's plans for her future. The captain said the crew had been deeply shocked over the planned sale to Australia. The Invincible docked at Rosyth after a 10-day NATO exercise north of Scotland. Among the crew is Prince Andrew, who described her as a marvellous ship. Unemployed youngsters are to be offered the chance of spending up to 3 weeks under the Youth Opportunities Programme, receiving adventure training with the services. It's thought that under a scheme to be announced next week, between 6,000 and 10,000 youngsters from urban areas will receive expert advice from the armed forces in pursuits such as orienteering, canoeing and sailing. Labour MPs are calling for an inquiry by the Commons All-Party Committee on Public Accounts into the sale, at a price they describe as scandalous, of the state-owned company Amersham International. On the stock exchange, the price of Amersham shares is still rising, putting the company's market value at £96 million. That's 25 millions above the sale price. The domestic appliance company Hoovers have asked their 7,000 workers to accept a change in working practices and a year's pay freeze. The workers had asked for 12.5%, but Hoovers, who made a £31 million loss last year, say they can't afford any rises before next January. Another political shake-up in Poland underlines opposition to the free trade union Solidarity. A total of 3 more hardliners have been brought into the Communist Party's Central Committee. The Interior Minister, General Kiszczak, a member of Poland's military council, is among the newcomers, all of whom replace known Solidarity supporters. Foreign Secretary Lord Carrington has completed his official programme in Zimbabwe in optimistic mood. It's a country, he says, with a bright and stable future. But Lord Carrington did refuse requests for more financial help from Britain, and he concedes he does see some economic problems ahead. A 15-year-old Swindon boy has been accused of murder following the discovery yesterday of the body of a boy of 14, Scott Gunning, who was also from Swindon. The boy accused of killing Scott, whose body was found on an allotment a quarter of a mile from his home, is due to appear tomorrow before a special juvenile court. A man of 20 from West London has been sentenced to life imprisonment at the Old Bailey for the rape in a derelict house of a girl of 14 last summer. Only weeks before the attack on the teenager, the man, Leonard Mann, had completed another sentence for attempting to rape a girl of 8. On Newsnight, later tonight at 10:50, Lord Carrington, who's in Zimbabwe, gives us his view of the country's prospects 2 years after independence. And we've a report on the travel agents in Scotland and England who say they can break the World Cup monopoly by offering grandstand seats in Spain at as little as half the price. That's Newsnight at 10:50, and now a look at the weather chart.